You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the November 6th meeting for the LaPorte County Solid Waste District Board. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
All right, good morning, everyone. We're going to call the LaPorte County Solid Waste District meeting for November 6, 2025 to order. First will be the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Haney.
Present.
Commissioner Grammarosa.
Present.
Mayor Dermody.
Present.
Mayor Nelson Deitch. Commissioner Hollifield.
Present.
Councilman Mullenhour. Councilman Prespolinski. You guys have a quorum.
Thank you. Any comments from the public here today? Please go ahead.
My name is Bob Gerolds. I live in the county. I use the recycling center over on Ziegler Road quite a lot. In fact, I was over there on Tuesday 2 times. All my own leaves and things like that. I don't burn, hate burning, but take it to the compost pile. I also, in my younger years, did some training on problem solving 101, root cause analysis, basically. And I understand that there probably are 2 different opinions as to why this fire over here took place. One would be the act of God, and another one would be that we had spontaneous combustion. I don't know if we've proven one more over the other, but if it's an act of God, okay, it happens. The spontaneous combustion, I would then dig into that and do some problem solving 101. Why did it happen? What can we do to make it not happen? Mr. Turner will probably tell you that it's the second time in 20 years that has happened, but that's probably 2 times too many. I've seen Vince take green stuff, lumber, big wood trees, and drive it straight north up into the tree range that you had over there, and just compact all the stuff over there. Well, I think that's just asking for problems. In a problem solving 101, would you have done that? Should you be doing it? Should you be training people to do things a little bit better? And also, I've also been hearing that, you have actually started thinking outside the box a little bit by allowing people to come on your premises and cut up wood and take it home as firewood. Can't split it here, but you could take it home. I think you need to do more of this outside of the box thinking. Because that compost pile over there keeps growing and growing, and I don't know if you sell a lot, but maybe reducing the price, advertising something, Facebook or otherwise. But you've got 2 guys, Vince and another gentleman over there, that seem to be moving a lot of stuff around and shoving it again up north. When I was over there on Tuesday, was there twice, like I said, see rows and rows of the stuff that was pulled out of where Vince was dumping all this stuff. And it's still, it's cooking. It's cooking, and it probably could cause you another problem. They're just moving it around, but I think that you need to think outside the box, and I think you need to do problem solving 101. I'm not an advocate of terminating people, but somebody's got to be held responsible for this fire. And you guys have spent, and hopefully it'll be in here, you said invoices, but how many dollars have you spent on this? I know you've gone through millions of gallons of water to put the fire out. But at what cost? What cost? I hope we can do better in the future, though. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, just looking at the agenda, as you guys are probably gonna get to this
Name,
next.
sir?
Oh, sorry, I'm Matt Petrowski, I'm Lawn Care, sorry.
And by the way, thank you for all your help.
Yep, thank you guys, appreciate it. As a contractor in LaPorte County, I depend on that solid waste site to dump a lot of our leaves, brush throughout the year. Get into that next, do we have an update on what's going on with that site for this fall? For dumping leaves out there?
Sure, we'll ask for an update from our director under director's report.
Okay, that's my biggest thing, is like I said, I know I depend on, I know Jason Skalka with Signature Lawns out of LaPorte, he dumps a lot of leaves out there. I'd rather dump here and pay this price than go over to Porter County, and I'd rather see my tax dollars go local than go out of county to dump.
Sure.
You have to pay to dump over there?
Yeah, as a contractor, yes.
Contractor.
As a contractor, yes.
Okay.
So that's all I got.
All right, thank you.
Yep, thank you.
I just want to reiterate, though, you were there day and night,
Yeah,
a lot of times.
He
and
called
that
me a
is
couple times tonight.
appreciative.
yeah, yep,
Well, thank you.
yep.
All right, I don't see anyone else from the public, so if there's no other public comment, we'll close public comment. And we're gonna move on to our compost site update.
In your packet, we put together just a quick memo and update everything that we've been doing. First item on the agenda is that November 15th is going to be our last Saturday for the year. So we'll only be open Monday through Friday from, it'll be the 17th on. That should help reduce some of the stuff that's coming in. Number two, which the gentleman mentioned, we have opened it up for folks to come in there and cut the wood. We only had 5 people that actually came in and signed our waiver, so it's not something that's been, I don't know if it's just not been heard or not been seen, but we haven't received a lot of,
The firewood cutting, I cut a lot of firewood. A problem we're gonna have with getting that firewood out of there is it's dirty wood, and people don't wanna change their chain, don't wanna change their chains every 5 minutes.
right, but we have also clean wood in there too, so they can take either one they want. So it's
Where are you piling the clean wood at?
in the pile that we're currently collecting, and then
So
we've got,
are we keeping things separate now?
right, we're keeping
Okay.
everything separate, leaves, grass.
Okay.
And the brush. We also have stuff from before that's been laying back in there, that they can go out to the back pile and get what they want out of there. But just hasn't been received well. We had one guy that came in and signed the liability waiver, went out there to get some wood, and he noticed that we were selling firewood that was already split. And he said, for that price, I'm not gonna sit here and split it, I'll just buy yours. And he didn't even use the waiver, he just bought a couple loads of ours and took off.
I think that $75, that's cheap for a pickup load of wood,
Yeah.
real cheap.
Well, and that gets back to the other point this gentleman was making, maybe we get to change our prices, but, we're giving away mulch. And we're still making more than we can give away, more than we can do with. Giving away the logs, people can come in and take that, they don't want it, you either raise prices and you don't let them come, or you lower the prices, then they still won't take it all. So it's kind of a catch-22. It's a situation that's just hard to control out there. Number 3, first part of the year, we're gonna send letters out to all the municipalities, and you have a sample letter in your packet. We used Mayor Dermody's as our sample. We're gonna send this out to all the municipalities that has street departments, that if you allow your department to come in, pick up a load of compost or mulch, take it out to your community and set it out there for the public to get, that'll help reduce the amount that we have out there.
Could
did
we
that in
do
the
it
past.
just direct there?
Pardon?
Could we do it just direct at your site, or does it?
People are welcome to come out to our site now and take it, but we're not taking enough out. So we thought maybe if we can move some to the municipalities.
Lincoln Township, I think, takes a load from you guys a year.
Yeah.
For spring.
And that's, like I said, we give it away. We don't even charge the townships for it.
Does solid waste have a dump truck?
We do.
Just a thought, I'm a good example, because the new place I bought doesn't have a lawn. I need a buttload of mulch. Well, I drive a car. So what
Got a
about the
trunk.
thought of offering delivery for a fee?
It gets back to manpower. It's a 2-man operation, and I'm not sure, maybe Commissioner Hollifield might know, but we have just a basic dump truck. I don't know if it needs a CDL driver for that. It's not,
226,000 pounds gross?
you're testing my memory, I don't know, Steve.
Can't the landscapers take it, or?
I don't know.
The couple landscapers I talked to said it's not the quality they're looking for. So maybe we need to reach out to them and find out what the quality is and use different screens through that machine.
And we do have that. We have two separate piles there.
Okay.
One that we grind fast, because
Okay.
it's like a 3-inch screen. We just shoot it through to
Okay.
get it out of there. And then we got another 1/2-inch screen, which is the stuff that we kind of try to sell. You know, we'll grind up the other stuff and give it away, and then we'll sell the better quality.
How much do you generate of the ones you sell every year? I guess.
Let's see, more 35,000. It's not a big commodity for us.
I was just gonna say if we need to move it, hey, you gotta take it within 30 days, but it's all free. I don't know, you know, just to get it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's free now without a time limit. I don't know if it's gonna help you to put a
I mean,
time
on the
limit.
good stuff that you charge, make it a benefit to people and say,
And right now, we're actually giving away both, whatever you want, come and get it, just to clear off our site, because we need the spot, we need the space right now. Next thing is, I'm gonna turn this over to our educator in public outreach, Sasha Burns. You had asked for us to do a synopsis on what other districts do in the state of Indiana, and she put together a synopsis for you on that.
May I ask a question?
Normally, we only have public comment during public comment sessions, but
Thank you.
go ahead.
You said you're gonna close the recycling area on the 17th, on Saturday, starting on Saturday,
On the 15th.
15th. Why would you want to do that from a standpoint that people work, I'm retired, okay, but people work Monday through Friday. They clean up their yard, particularly leaves, this time of year, Saturday and Sunday, but they got no place to take it. Then they go back to work on Monday. Could you shift that to a different day that you're closing? Like close on Monday and then you'll be open Tuesday through Saturday?
Well, normally, November on, you kind of get into the off-season where there's, you get snow. You're not going to be doing your leaves in snow.
Well,
And
no.
as we talked before, we're taking in way more than we can get rid of. And you said yourself, it's not a good process to put it up on the hill and store it.
No.
We can't keep taking it in and not being able to get rid of it, so we have to somehow look at reducing what we take in. We've always closed on middle of November, ever since we had this site out there. And at that point, when we were working Saturdays, Monday was the adjusted day off for the employee that worked Saturday. So we're down to one man on Monday, one man on Saturday.
Yeah.
That's a liability. Whether you believe it or not, that's a liability.
No, it's a safety problem. I understand that.
And you seem pretty open-minded, like, fix the problem. I'm not concerned about the cost, but we got a lot of residents that, they don't want me hiring another employee to make our cost higher. They don't want me to offer more hours to make our cost more extended. We gotta try to work within our budget, and this works for us.
well, okay, just out of curiosity, if you said one weekend or one Saturday and open it up to see what interest you get and really promote it, I don't know if that, and maybe those guys don't work on a Monday, they both work Saturday and you give them Monday off and say, we're gonna open it up to the public and make it a big, huge deal, would that help?
It all depends. I mean, as you probably watched the weather, this weekend's gonna be awful. Nobody's gonna come out there this weekend. The guy's gonna be sitting there not doing very much because the public's not coming.
How many loads a day we come in your average? You guys are keeping track of that?
Yeah, we tally everybody that comes in. I'd say there's probably, depending on the weather, but there's probably anywhere between 50, 60 people that come in during the day. It's just constantly rotating through there. It's a busy site.
What was that,
Been
what was
out
that
there.
date again? I'm sorry.
November
15th,
15th.
all right, thank you, sorry.
I'm just voicing my opinion on the people who do work and wanna clean up their yards and things like that.
You got 2 people out in the yard, correct?
5 days a week we have two
Okay,
people out.
and you got 2 payloaders, correct?
Yes.
Okay. They need to do, from my perspective, looking at this mess, they need to do a better job of keeping that stuff separated. Because the county highway spent money creating signs for them to keep it separate. I don't think they're keeping it separate. Look at that pile, they're just shoving everything together because they don't want to take the time.
That's half true. I mean, they are keeping it separate, but we're taking in way more than we can get rid of. So instead of separating it on the down level where we're at, we've been shoving everything upstairs there.
Well, that
That's
creates a
wrong.
problem.
We're gonna stop that. So, I mean, I think that discussion probably needs to stop now. We know that was wrong. We know it caused a problem. We need to move forward. you know, going back's never gonna solve anything. Gotta move forward.
Yeah, but in order to solve that problem, you gotta find out why it happened.
Oh, I think we all know why it happened, just too much.
Well, I think
But-
I think lack of supervision myself, not telling these guys what their job is to do it, and keep it separate.
And once again, we're taking in, like I said, 50 to 60 cars a day. And if I got 2 guys running around in payloaders, all of a sudden, several cars come in that they don't see.
Well,
they're
then that
dumping
needs to
stuff.
stop.
How do you stop it?
You tell them, stop, wait there till I get to you. Very simple
You
statement.
don't even see the guys. I mean, you're up on the hill or you're way in the back, moving product.
I think we need to pay more
Right.
attention to it, somehow.
Well, it's,
You have cameras, do you not?
we do not.
Thought you did.
No. We're,
If you had cameras, you could just review the footage, people driving in, get your count if you want that, have it that, do it that way.
well, it's not so much the count, but it's like the commissioner said, when the guy brings in a load of like brush, we need to say brush goes there.
Yeah.
If he brings in a load of brush and grass and leaves all combined, we got to say, wait a minute, you got to put this here, that there. But if we're not there to tell them that, they're just gonna throw it all in a big pile.
Don't let them unload.
Pardon?
Don't let them unload, put a sign there, wait. Like restaurants, please wait to be seated.
Must check in.
Yeah, that must check in that way, and maybe even you check in, you sign a sheet. That way you know who's coming in there, if it's citizens or whatever.
I mean, we do that now, basically. But I'm saying there's some cars that sneak through because that's how we bill the contractors. We talk to them, find out who they are, what they got, we check it off our list, and then we bill them.
But you're saying we have a lot more coming in and going out.
Absolutely.
We need to talk to end users for this product. I talked to a company up in Michigan that does wood pellets. The issue they have, it's government. They can't take wood with bark on it for wood pellets. Now, don't ask me why. That's Fiber Byproduct, one of the biggest companies in the world that manages this. They're interested in talking about other mulch. Homer might be interested in some of this. There's another company out of Iowa that Iowa met with us 2 weeks ago.
Right, that's the stuff we're gonna discuss
Okay.
later on in here. But like I said, I wanna turn this over to Sasha, so we don't take up too much time. She's gonna tell you what the other districts in Indiana do. That's in your packet also. Should be several pages of the different districts.
Do they want some of this?
No.
And actually,
So,
out of the 67 districts, I think there's only 12 that actually do composting.
Yeah, so of all the solid waste districts in Indiana, there's only 12 that actually have compost sites that they manage, that they operate. The rest of them, cities within their county have their own compost sites, like a lot of the municipalities have their own compost facilities that they use. Of that list, there was 8 of them that they wouldn't take any business drop-offs, but those 8 places also have multiple compost facilities in their town that are open for commercial drop-offs. Around here, I don't actually know any places that would take commercial drop-offs outside of us and then Porter County, as far as compost operations. Most of them though, they don't take brush, is what I noticed. And so that, or they have a massive, like a diameter, like max that they'll take on any kind of like branches and stuff like that, which was all under 3 foot. But the majority of them, they only take leaves and grass and make compost. They don't really do the mulch. And then the ones that they do take the branches and stuff like that, they have companies that come in and they don't give it to their residents at all because the company they hire to come in and grind it takes it and hauls it all off too. So that's a summarized version, if you guys have any questions.
You know, which is bad on our part, some of the people that have a private company come take trees down. I know Green Acres was an example. The tree company is just leaving the limbs, the branches along out front, and then our street department is picking it up and bringing it out here. Whereas I think the company should finish their job grinding it, taking it away, and we've had that discussion a couple weeks ago that we're addressing.
Right, and that's what we would do, like if you contracted somebody to do a project in LaPorte, then they would contract us, and what we would say, are you charging the city of LaPorte to haul that away? They say, yeah, then we say, well, then we gotta get paid to take it in. So, but we're looking at eliminating all contractors, it's just too much.
And see, I beg to differ on that. That's, from a business standpoint, that's cash flow. They're paying you per dump. But again, I don't think we should be taking stumps. I think you should raise the rates enough And if they wanna pass that on to the consumer that's doing there, and like where they're leaving the branches, Tom, they give them a bid, the homeowner a bid, remove the tree, do you want us to take the brush or not? A lot of these landscaping companies, the bigger ones now, are actually going in their own firewood. This is something I need to look at too, as a processor. And then that way the wood's done, it's split in a pile, people come get what they want. That way it takes away one man, then you don't have to worry about cutting it, so. But I think cutting out the contractors, I think is, that's your cash flow, there's money coming in.
Right, but we just feel that solid waste districts was established actually to be a residential program. So we need to get back to our roots, being taking care of your residents for you folks, not taking care of contractors. They're a business, let them figure out their own business model. They don't need us to figure out their business model.
What's the percentage wise compared to the public compared to commercial?
I don't know that off the top of my head,
Okay.
Commissioner, but it's, majority is the public. I mean, we're rotating in and out all the time with them. Like I said, this is in your packet. If you have any questions, reach out to Sasha. I'm glad to try to fill you in on what these counties do. It's a pretty impressive report. I think she's highlighted all the questions that you would have at the last meeting.
What do these counties that prohibit any commercial, where do the commercial businesses go? I'm sure there's commercial companies in those counties.
So they take them to, there's actual business compost places that are, or brush and mulch facilities that are within those counties.
Okay.
So they're able to actually like refer them over, like, hey, we won't take your stuff, but other places will, which they charge a tipping fee too.
Okay.
But they're only taken from residents.
Okay, because there's a new company
But there's an
going,
alternative though to take it to in their counties.
okay, to KOP that I talked to them, it's the biomass, to convert it to natural gas. They're interested in coming and taking this once they're up and going too, or having direct out to there.
Right, we hope that works, but I think you and I talked about it. What is it, 200 cubic yards? That's all they can,
We haven't got those numbers yet.
that's all they're permitted to take
So,
out there, so.
If you were given direction to say a fire should never, ever happen again, 100%, what would you change about the program to make sure that this never happens again? What would you do differently?
We would not stockpile anymore. And I have that in here later on, that we'll get to a point, and it could be quarterly, could be yearly, but we grind up and everything gets hauled off. We don't stockpile anymore.
Those companies we brought out that
Yeah.
one day.
Hopefully we can find somebody like Steve had mentioned that will, maybe can make us a deal. We'll give them a good price on a large quantity. If not, then we'll have to eat the cost and pay to have it hauled off.
If we go the route of a couple companies that we talked to, they want to come mulch it themselves. So it may get to a point where we get rid of that machine, not have to maintain a machine again. If this company's interested in signing a multi-year contract or whatever, that they'll take the mulch, they'll bring a machine out, grind it, because they want to grind to their specs. They'll have it ground to their specs, and they will haul it away.
Yeah, those are all good options for us.
But should we do that? If we want to guarantee never a fire again, should we set that program, or why
I
can't we?
guess that would be up to you. I get the impression from Commissioner Hollifield that he doesn't want to give up the money from the contractors and the landscapers. He thinks that's a good income base for us, so we don't have to have a user fee increase. That makes good sense.
But how much are we receiving, $35,000 a
Yeah,
year?
35, 40.
How much was the fire?
208,000.
And that's not got the cleanup included yet. 'Cause see, that's an issue we have to address right now. We need to get that mess cleaned up out there,
Right,
so we
and
can start
that's
taking in again.
all in the packet here. We're gonna get to that.
Okay.
So.
All right, Sasha, please.
So I was over at Porter County's compost site the other day and talked to their director and their operator out there. And so the way they do it, they take business and residential, but they have a whole separate area of just where they do their windrows for their leaves and their grass clippings. So that's usually what combusts when you have a fire, is from the green, the nitrogen. So, and then their branches and stuff like that all go separately. They have a company that comes in once a year and brings a huge tub grinder, and then they mulch it all out, and then I think they leave a couple piles for the residents to come and take from, and then the rest of it, that company hauls back out with them. I think they said it was about $4,000 a semi-load is what it cost them for the hauling of the excess material, because they didn't have enough room to leave it. And then for their larger logs and stuff like that the municipalities bring, they have a separate pile for those, and that's more like a hardwood mulch. The park departments would take that then, when they mulch that as a separate pile for the park departments.
So if they're walking trails and stuff.
Yeah, yep, but during the summer and stuff, since we were so dry this summer, their mulch pile that they just had the city of Valparaiso come and kind of like plow in a few spots to kind of aerate it so that it wouldn't get too hot either. But otherwise, they work with the fire department when they turn their windrows, and they come and spray it down if it's too dry, and that way they can work on that too, it breaks it down quicker.
Has our park department been open to you working with them on this?
No,
Okay.
That's only because they have tremendous amount of mulch themselves through trees that they've taken down or fallen in their park areas. But they're welcome to come and get, we've offered it to them, they're welcome to come get all they want, but.
But it seems like there's some options there that,
yeah.
how many of these organizations, these groups have ever had fires?
None of them that I came across.
Have they had piles as big as ours got, or are they managing
No,
smaller piles?
they do differently. Most of them have like where they don't take in, like there are a lot of small counties out there, so they're not taking in the amount we have to begin with. And then, they're moving it on quicker, the ones that do have, where they have
They're
somebody
not
coming in
waiting
and
and
planting it.
waiting.
Yeah,
Okay.
yep, or they're keeping it completely separate. So like if you have just a pile of branches, the chances of that igniting are gonna be pretty slim, as opposed to if you're incorporating the other, yard waste into it. So,
Because the yard waste is where it gets combust.
yeah, usually it's the grass clippings.
Yep, because they get hot.
All right, thank you. Clay?
Next is, you've asked us to reach out to several people, and Commissioner Hollifield brought in several people for us to talk to, and I listed the contacts we did there. Reached out to Representative Pressel, Senator Mahacek. I checked the address. This district falls within Congressman Moran's district, so I reached out to him. Received some comments back from Representative Pressel and Congressman Frank Moran's office. They reached out, wanted some more information. Still waiting to hear if there's any grant funding or any surplus funds that the state or county or state or federal government might have for us to work upon applying for. Haven't heard anything yet, but we're keeping the door open for having funding to help with the cleanup out here. It's gonna cost us quite a bit to do the cleanup. The cost of fighting the fire will be, majority of that will be covered by our insurance, so that's not gonna cost us.
Okay, now, on the county standpoint there, those two buildings had to be scrubbed and cleaned, and that insurance company is balking at that right now, sounds like.
Verbally, they haven't received their invoices yet, so
Okay.
we'll see what they do with the invoices.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be, we'll take the next step. Like you mentioned before, we'll have to fight it. Maybe they,
Mr. Chairman, can I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
I hate to be reiterating this. If we said we need to clean this up once and for all, what's the cost to do that right now and say, this is gonna be our priority, beginning now, say, till it's complete? What is the cost? Because I feel like we're talking around and we're not accomplishing anything. And my concern is to go through what we went through. We were fortunate, nobody was injured, homes weren't,
Liability.
yeah, just the whole liability. What does it cost if we once and for all wanted to fix this problem right now to clean it all up?
that's a hard number to come up with. I mean,
Homer's the only one that submitted a bid, correct?
right, from the people that we've talked to.
Yeah, and they were 95,000 to mulch it, clean it up, pile it.
Everything.
No,
Everything, another 37.5.
No, that's not everything. That's just the pile up on top there. That's been piled up and from peak to the
And we've got the
road.
pile down below, the pile's down below too.
No, that's not the pile down below.
Yeah, so we're.
So that's, like you said, 95,000 just for that, and that's, they want another
37.5 to haul it
to
off.
haul it off, so.
Yeah.
But what are we talking to clean the total
I
site?
think we need to address the issue to get some bids to clean that site up.
Well-
And keep the wood separate out and just haul the debris, the stuff that's burned, the mulch and all that, and get rid of it.
I think we can do all of that, but it's not gonna happen overnight. I mean, you need to give us time. It took us 3 years to get to this point.
Yeah.
It might take us 3 years to get it back to where we need to be.
But how long does it take a company to say that they would clean it up once and for all?
We really haven't got that. And we
We
can,
haven't got
we
a
can
price
reach out
yet.
and ask for that, but it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a pretty expensive cost. Like Homer, they don't want like the dirt that's in there, they're gonna bring in an excavator, pick out the logs, grind the logs, and leave the pile of dirt there.
Yeah.
Now, if you want that, you're gonna have to pay an additional cost to get rid of that.
Okay, but we raised fees 3 years ago?
And 21.
4, I think.
4 years ago. People expect a service and there has to be money based on those fees and increases.
And in all fairness, the residents, I mean, after the original week and a half, we were back open for the residents. The residents haven't been inconvenienced at all. They're still bringing their stuff into us. We're separating it. We're taking care of the residents.
But I think residents would rather say, if we can 100% guarantee that this doesn't happen again, we can't guarantee that right now. This could happen again, correct? I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
based on
Yeah.
the amount, why not
Volume,
give,
yeah.
again, we raised fees. There has to be some funding, unfortunately, that has to be used to address this situation.
And we, first of all, we can't let the pile get that big again. We
Right.
can't.
That's-
Now, for MP, when your property tax bill comes for your business, do you pay a recycling fee?
I can't remember if I do or not.
Okay, because that's another issue you got. If you start telling these contractors they're paying the recycling fee, and then they can't use this,
Unless the business has a physical address, they don't get charged like MP works out of his home, I believe.
Yeah, because
So
I'm
he pays
in
it-
LaPorte city limits is
Right.
where I'm a
So
business.
he'll pay that
owner, so,
fee,
yeah.
that one fee for his household. He won't pay 2 fees for a household and a business.
okay,
You know, like paving excavating, they pay 1 fee.
Agreed.
Yeah.
okay.
So $72 a year for him to dump, 5,000 cubic yards doesn't seem like a fair swap.
No, but he's paying for a dumping fee, tipping fee every time he comes in.
But, yes, and that $72 covers all our other services.
So there doesn't seem to be an interest to get it cleaned up once and for all.
Oh, I think
I've
it
said
needs to be cleaned up. It needs to
4
be
times,
cleaned
but
up.
we're not doing anything about it.
Then we're gonna have to send out bids.
Yeah, we keep avoiding
We need to
this
send out bids.
You guys
conversation.
keep jumping ahead, we're gonna get to all that, in the
But you
agenda.
don't have a price, you said.
Well, I'm trying to explain this to you, we're gonna get to that point, okay?
So we'll get to that point later in the agenda.
In the
You have
agenda,
that in here under, okay, all right, 'cause it's not clear on our agenda. All right, let's,
Okay, done with our
Let's jump in.
contacts.
Yeah.
Number 6 on your list is updated compost. We put out this every year. It's a two-sided sheet of compost site, our expenses, what our rules are at the compost site, and our hours. And, this one is going to say, we don't want contractors and landscapers anymore. I just soon give up that $30,000 instead of paying $200,000 in case there's a fire. I just soon stop it. Let's go back to our original thing of residents only. Take care of our residents and municipality. We have to take care of all those.
I vote no.
quickly, do we?
We need to keep the
Do we
contractors.
know what Porter, for example, what Porter County charges?
For their,
Was it in here for contractors?
for their tipping fee, I have it.
I just dumped a load up here last week and got a bill, like 2 loads, was like $140 for 30 yards of mulch, or leaves dumped.
Yeah, they have their site split by, it's owned actually by Valparaiso, the city of Valparaiso, so they have Valparaiso people that are working there from the city, and then county employees for the solid waste district. So the solid waste district actually handles all the residents that come through, they mark every single person that comes through and drops off or picks up. And then there's a lady on the other side that works for the city that tracks all the municipalities and stuff like that, so, and they get about 300 cars a day, I think she said. But, let me see, theirs is, let's see, out-of-county residents are 10 a cubic yard to drop off.
Do we have any out-of-county residents using our site?
Not that we're aware of, because we're basically a
I
county
got,
resident.
businesses are $10 a cubic yard to drop off, as well as out-of-county residents. And they measure the trailer in cubic yards is how they calculate it.
Okay, so we're actually charging more than Porter County is right now, at 15.
Yeah.
All right, I was wondering if we would be able to raise our rates to make them
It
more
was
competitive,
$7.
but,
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
the new rate, 15's our new
Okay.
rate, starting
all
in
right, so
January.
we're already,
Yeah, we're trying to get back up to make some more money.
would it make sense, and just an idea for the board here, to try and maybe meet closer to the middle? Obviously, contractors don't have to use our site. We've got we've been overburdened by the volumes that are coming in. If we raise the price to at what price point would it become more feasible for the solid waste district to be able to accept stuff from contractors, but not fall behind if we're ultimately at the end of the year, we have to pay to have a company come in and take stuff?
And I
Something
guess
along
that
those lines.
goes
Because I
back
mean,
to-
still like going to Porter County, you've got to take your time and gas money and wear and tear on your vehicle to get there and back, let's say, because there's really nothing in LaPorte County right now other than that. We can find that maybe middle ground where we can still accept from our LaPorte County contractors, but make more money so that it's more feasible for the district and kind of find a middle ground, if you will. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because that's a cash flow.
Well, I guess I misspoke. This, starting in January, and we're not taking contractors the rest of this year, but starting in January, landscapers will be coming back in. And that's where we raised the $7 fee up to
Okay.
$15.
Okay, but the issue you got now, from your standpoint, you're doing yard cleanup now.
Yeah.
You got no place to take your stuff.
He does, he can go to Porter County,
Porter County, okay.
but
And I'm
Is
gonna
that-
vote no on anything till we have a problem.
We gotta solve this problem.
Before we do any of this, till we have a solution to 100% guarantee this isn't gonna happen again by cleaning up, that you say is in, I don't know why we wouldn't address that first before we talk about anything, because
And that's where the problem is, maybe you need to move that up to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
top of the agenda.
Yeah, it's gotta be-
Remember that's
well,
the
it's
before
gone
we're
too
almost
long.
there, if you just
discussions
bear
about-
with me. I mean, you're just jumping ahead on the agenda. Now, this is gonna be the pricing sheet. I guess we'll bring it back in December for vote. But
they may vote for it. I mean,
there's nothing, we weren't asking for a vote on anything today. This is just an informational meeting. The next item is, you'd asked for some rules and procedures. We have a sheet in there with acceptable rules. Tells you what items we're gonna accept, which is basically what we've always taken other than the stumps. And it says all loads should be inspected for contaminations and items we do not accept upon entering the site, which kind of covers what Steve wanted us to check, things that are
Yeah.
coming into the site.
So-
We're gonna do that.
Because there's chunks of concrete sitting up there that got dumped in there.
They were there before the site was there. That was stuff that was dumped in there and just pushed into the site. Because that was a public access site before we started building, but the county had that
It's trees no larger than 32 inches. Length, diameter, what?
diameter.
Diameter, okay.
All those need to be source separated. That's something that you've asked for. Grass, leaves, brush, and logs into their own piles. We're gonna be doing that. All green waste should be ground into their respective piles and stored until we're making compost out of it. And then if green waste piles become excessive and cannot be ground up and placed into windrows, they will need to be bid out for removal from the site. And that's gonna be bid out as needed. If we're getting a lot, we're gonna do it this month. If we're not getting a lot, we'll do it maybe the end of the year. We'll see. We'll see what those costs are. Those are kind of the rules that I've heard through the meetings that you want us to do, keep everything separated.
Yeah,
Once again,
if that means you guys are gonna have to tell people to wait, people are gonna have to wait.
right,
And they're gonna have to climb down out of that cab and maybe walk over and talk to somebody.
and I think you guys know, especially since you're elected officials, you're gonna get complaints from that. They're gonna say, the compost site's holding me up, they're not gonna, they're not letting me through. But that's gonna be our new rules. That's what we're gonna have to do.
All right.
The next item then is A, Homer Tree Service. You should have a proposal in there from Homer Tree Service. Do some grinding. The cost was $95,000 for the section that they bid on, and $37,500 to haul it off.
So you only got one bid on this? You put it out and only
We
one
didn't do
person came in?
an
Didn't do
official
a whole
bid.
bid system, this is just a company I contacted.
Yeah, we asked them to come out and just look at it, kind of give us an idea so I could bring it to you. This is what kind of cost we're gonna be looking at for. And once again, as we all talked here, nobody really wants it. It's garbage. It's been burnt, it's contaminated, so they don't really want it.
So here's a silly question. The stuff that's already burnt, is there a way that we can have a regulated burn on a small pile until we get rid of all the burnt stuff?
I think the burnt stuff that's been which is the mulch or whatever, I don't think that's not gonna ignite again.
No, it's
You
kind of like a
be
dirt.
burnt again, it's just gonna have to be trucked off and hauled somewhere. I don't know if the landfill will take that now or not, because doesn't the state require they can't go to a landfill?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd rather.
Right.
Is there any way of you looking into that?
There's some landfills, because we've reached out to a couple landfills about using that as top cover.
Okay,
but they don't want it like with the logs and stuff in it, so.
that's where the log can be separate.
Now, once, like say you approve this Homer deal for us to get this done this year, we'll see what it looks like, and then we'll have the landfill come in and look at it and say,
Can we
this is a
take it?
product that you can take.
Yeah.
Well, I think with just the one bid, I think we're gonna have to do something a little more extensive than that.
Right, but I'm just thinking that I could probably, since I'm not gonna buy the payloader this year, I had that 100,000 setting aside for the payloader, I'd just use that to pay this bill and get it started out there.
Quickly, we're gonna lose the mayor. If we lose the mayor, then we lose quorum. Is the meeting over at that point?
Yep.
Okay, all
Okay,
right.
sorry, I'll
So-
stay, I wanna make sure we,
Yeah, I just
so is
wanted to
that a
check.
cleanup? Is that complete cleanup by Homer as an example?
No, it's not a
No,
complete
it's
cleanup
not.
at all, no.
So
Not at
this
all.
is what you were talking about, though?
Right.
Okay.
This is
Read,
what they
you
can
read
afford.
that, 95,000,
Yes.
just a base bid, then if we want that removed, it's another 37.5 after that.
And that's just
And that's
for-
just the top, not the bottom.
That's just for a specific pile, that's
Yeah.
not for all of the top of it.
What,
But it's still moving.
it's
getting
still, about what percentage of the total mass out there is that? About 50% or what is
No, it's
that?
about a third, maybe 30%.
About 30%
Yeah.
would be.
No, we've got just different opinions.
Yeah.
My opinion is, and I talked to Commissioner Hollifield about it, get the big stuff moved out of there. Let's just compact that flat area up there where all that stuff was being collected. Compact it, put some dirt on it, sand on it, just pack it down. It's not gonna, even if it ignites, it's not gonna do nothing, because it's all gonna be underground.
I'm not,
So
I don't
that way
think,
you don't have to.
one, if it's contaminated, and two, I don't think you're gonna compact that burnt stuff.
It-
I think it'll be a sponge.
You're not gonna be able to afford to excavate all that.
Well-
out there.
So I text Carrie from Porter County how much it is for their 4 sites to get tub grinded by Homer each year. So that would probably be roughly around like our site if you did the majority of it, or if not all of it, and they pay $332,000.
Do they haul it off then?
That's with them hauling off. That's
Okay.
for the Porter County sites when they get,
For them.
each site gets grounded, completely gone. But that's what they're paying, but it's a super load, which is the issue, because she has to get the DOT permits. She said that's the hard part.
What do they call it, super load, is it?
It's really wide. It's like a 14-foot.
Oh, to bring the
It's like
machine,
size
to
of
bring the
a
machine
trampoline.
in?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll work
And
with
then
you
they
to
bring
get
their
that.
own excavation equipment too. She said they have like a excavator with a 10-yard bucket, so.
and that cleans up the entire site?
Well, for them, for their different, for their 4 locations that they use it at, yeah.
And it's comparable to ours?
But they're talking product that hasn't been burned. We're talking
Well,
a whole
that,
different.
that's the
So
issue, we
that
got here's the
might
burn
be-
product. Everybody
yeah.
I've talked to says the burn product's gonna prohibit them from using it for mulch or anything else, because it's got an off color and an off smell. So,
But-
we
If we
gotta,
make that part of the deal, you gotta do that.
for them
as
to haul it
well.
off too? Well, it's included in their bid, the 37.5. For them to haul it off.
But if we say do it 100%, but you gotta do it as, if you want the bid, you gotta do it, take the burn
Yeah,
well.
yeah, well,
do everything.
that bid does say that. So,
As a farmer, couldn't they take the grindings to the burn stuff and use it as like a potash? Wouldn't it be similar to that to incorporate into a field?
you'd have to run an analysis through the state chemist.
Okay.
And I can tell you from a standpoint on agriculture, the minute you have an analysis, that adds a whole nother set of rules on that. Because right now, all the black piles of sewage they're dumping in the fields right now, they used to have an analysis on that. Well, then it was required for them to be cleaned up in 48 hours. They took the analysis off, called a soil amendment. Now it will sit there for weeks at a time.
He doesn't follow those rules, so we'll just send it to his.
Well, I was just thinking that's how you make potash usually. It's
No,
like-
potash is mined out of the ground, it's a salt.
Yeah.
Clay, I feel like you're opposed to this, and I'm not sure the entire cleanup. Why? What is the concern we're missing?
The cost. It's gonna be way more expensive than what you think.
Now,
If
the
it's-
insurance, will the insurance cover cost
No.
cleanup?
They will
They've
not.
already said that, no.
They've already told us no. But I mentioned that to Doug. I said we might have to fight him on
Might have to be a
that.
tort
Yeah.
claim. Because we insure, if my house burns halfway, the insurance gonna clean that up. I mean, I would look at it that way.
I'm with you guys,
Yeah.
I'm
Because
just telling
until
you.
till we get this completely down to just bare dirt again, it's just compounding the problem later in the future.
And I don't know why we're taking on more stuff, or new stuff.
As far as what? Oh, bring it in right now?
Yeah.
Well, then, if they be a city, let your people
I agree. No, we
burn them
have
on the
to-
curb.
We have to tell our city people that they may not be able to bring the stuff in until we solve the problem. I mean, you
Okay.
said, well, even if it ignites, I saw the last thing that happened when it ignited.
Yeah, but there'll be no pile on top to catch on. It's gonna be capped.
You know, I think this board needs to come up with some real clear directives where nothing else is gonna be on this agenda. And the only thing we're gonna discuss, and they're gonna have to go out and get bids on cleaning the whole site and finding out what that costs. And if they don't have it in their budget, can I just?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
And if we don't have it in their budget, figure out how we're gonna take out a loan or what we're gonna have to do to get the whole thing cleaned out.
And insurance and everything else.
I'll make a
And then
motion, you collect
start
bids,
from
get bids for this.
I guess my question
Second.
to the board would be, what's your hurry? Nobody's being affected right now. We're taking care of your residents.
But we,
It needs to be done, and the off winter
I get it.
time is the
Another
best time.
Why
fire.
does it need to be done?
A
And
hurry.
there's no chance of really of a fire starting up there because there's no pile.
So right now we've got a motion and a second. Let's
take
have
bids.
discussion among the board members right now, first.
Reach out to the Homer again, I'll get you some more contact information. When Adam, I can't remember his last name, was out with the company from Iowa.
That old castle?
Oh, yes, get a bid from them. There's other companies in this state that do this. Get several bids, we see where we're at. We have to have a number to start with, and now is the best time to do that, because here, once leaf cleanup's done, the wintertime, you're not gonna have much to do out there. But come spring, if we're trying to worry about cleaning it up, then you're gonna have all the companies doing their spring yard cleanup.
Very
The
good.
wintertime's the best time to get this cleaned up.
And I second it.
You seconded. Do we have any other
I made
discussion
the
from the
motion,
board?
he seconded it.
Okay. Very good. All right, we've got the motion and a second, and just for clarification, that motion was?
Don't put anything else on the agenda, even if we have to have a special meeting in a week or two and just try to figure out what it's gonna cost us to totally clean the whole thing out and get some bids for that. And then come back and figure out what it's gonna cost us to.
And also have the financing
And figure out the financing,
with
figure out
that.
how much money that they've got in the budget right now and how we're gonna come up with the remainder just to clean that whole thing.
And deal with our insurance company, see if they clean it up.
All right, so soliciting bids is part of that?
Yes.
Okay. Doug, how long should we give for that? 2 weeks, 3 weeks to solicit bids?
Oh, I'd say 21 days.
21 days? Is that?
That's fine with me.
That's fine with you
Because
guys?
we gotta get
Okay.
it done, so that's gonna put us up into, December 1st, roughly.
All right, so we'll advertise, so we've got the motion and a second for that. All the information they said, put it out to bid with a 21-day notice. We can, after this is done, then we can set our next meeting. Is there anything else that you guys wanted included in the motion?
No. We have to get this.
All right,
cleaned up
very
down
good.
here.
In that case, we'll call the vote. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Goes yes, absolutely. For our next meeting here, we need, see if we can get that done by the end of the year. Well, at this point, do we need to adjourn right this second, or?
You can probably continue on just for
Have you-
informational purposes, but you can't take a vote.
Yeah,
you-
we can continue on.
Schedule it.
Have you taken this $206,000 so far? Have you taken that, submitted to the insurance company, and talked to them about it?
No, we just got it this week.
Okay.
So we're getting ready to send it off after today's meeting.
Okay.
It was kind of coincidental, the guy that you and I met up there, just called me yesterday, said, hey, I haven't received any billing yet, you guys, what you got going on? So I said, well, we got a list comprised, and we're gonna get it off to
Yep.
you. I think we have everything.
The only thing we
I
don't
believe-
have is a cleanup cost yet.
Right, I think we have everything from fighting fire.
Yes, it was
That
submitted,
would
we
be-
had all the names were checked off on the
So I
list.
think we're ready to go on that, so we'll
Yep.
get that off today.
Okay. What's our deductible on this? What's the deductible on this, 25,000?
No, I think ours is only like 1,000, 1,500. We don't have a very big deductible.
All right,
Well, a couple of quick things just to give you some information. I mean, we've already basically talked about the invoice that's gonna go out today. So we'll just cross that one off, but it looks like through no matter what we do, we're gonna need an excavator out there. Currently, we're renting one to pull the logs out of those rows that are sitting on the lower level.
Okay.
We're pulling all the logs out and we're getting those into manageable piles.
We're renting one?
We're renting one.
Have you talked to Charity about using county highways? Because they
We
help with
did.
the fire.
And they came out for a day. They said, when we're in between projects, yeah, we can come out.
Okay.
But, we need to have our own because they came out one day and then they're gone for
Who
a
we
week.
renting one from?
McAllister.
Sure.
And it was pretty good price, $3,600 for the month. It wasn't bad.
Unlimited hours?
I believe so, I don't know. I mean, we don't work, unlimited hours. We're basically a 40-hour week. But that leads into I guess we'll have to wait, but we still have a little bit of money left in the budget that, like I said, I was holding to get that payloader with. I'd like to look at going ahead and purchasing an excavator. I think it's just something that the site needs because of the way those piles are. If, heaven forbid, if we need to get in there and pull something out because of a fire, let's go ahead and get us our own excavator on site.
That's a big ticket item.
But,
And if we keep everything separate, we're not gonna really need it that often.
well, I think we will. It'll work for turning the rows like you guys want us to do. It'll work for moving the big stuff out. But every year in our budget, we have $50,000 set aside for capital purchases. So a 5-year lease purchase for this excavator would be $52,000. I think
Per
that's-
year.
Per year for 5 years. So I think that's reasonable and it's in our budget to do.
I think,
We don't have
I
a
think we
report
need,
right now anyway.
Yeah,
we don't have
that's,
the
that,
quorum to
again,
move forward. I think we need
buying
to
some of this
wait until,
big construction equipment,
yeah, we need
I'm
to wait
opposed
until
to
we
that.
figure out what the cleanup's gonna be.
And I really do believe that once you clean up the yard, you may not need those
Yep,
equipment for
yep.
a while, because then as fresh things are coming in, you're gonna just start fresh. I think where we need to get is, we need to get to the point where we clean everything up, and it's a whole fresh start starting next year.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then we have to analyze,
Before
or
we
you
start buying
need to
equipment.
analyze your employees and figure out where you are with your employees. I mean, because they need to be able to estimate when we're in a danger zone. They need to be able to, they work for you, they need to know or tell you or report to you, or you need to have somebody overseeing that knows what they're doing.
And I truly believe we're not gonna get into that danger zone again because of the new rules of, we're not stockpiling. It's gonna be gone.
I think part of this is the issue is your employees need to become responsible for that, because if they're just pushing it up at a pile at the end of the day and not concerned about separating everything else, that's part of the issue.
It was, and once again, that's back here. That was an issue that caused this problem. That's
Have
done.
you addressed that with them?
It's not gonna happen anymore. Like I said, we're gonna go out for bid, whether it be quarterly, yearly. We're not gonna stockpile anymore.
All right, well, very good.
Invoices.
I would think just unofficially here, our next meeting, the second week of December, probably, first week of December, the three of us will all be gone for,
AIC.
AIC, so.
We have a regular meeting on the 10th.
Which is the
Our
second
schedule.
Wednesday in December.
Okay, that's we do
December
that.
10th.
Perfect.
I
December
will be
10th.
here.
Okay.
All right, well, if that's when our regular meeting's gonna be anyway, the 10th,
Yeah,
so we
we'll
might as well
address
just do it
that. So
then.
hopefully by then you'll have bids
Yeah.
in time for us.
Yeah.
If we can get some bids in.
Yep.
Yeah, hopefully we will, yeah, so hop on getting that together today so we can get it advertised.
So we're going to invoices next.
Next day or two and get it out and hopefully have full 21 days for folks to put in their bids. All right,
Commissioner Hollifield had asked us to put this Nexus on the agenda. I don't know if you still want to discuss it or.
They're not up and running yet, but they've reached out, I reached out to them. They are definitely interested when they're up and going, the yard waste, mulch, wood chips, and either taking it from here or direct to them. We might go set the county up to do it direct to them. So, and then they're also looking at the possibility of tire recycling in the future. I'm a little nervous about that after what happened with Ray Dillon years ago. But they would be interested in talking to us about that. So that might be an option to get rid of some of this product, because they're using it, and then once it goes to them, they turn it to natural gas, and then it's their responsibility to get rid of it. So, and then the tires, they have a recycling service for that. They've done this all over the country. Well, I said they're not up and running yet, but it's just another option to stay with them.
all right, very good. I think Without the quorum here, I mean, we can't have a motion to close, but I can adjourn the meeting. We don't have things, so, meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
December 10th.